Hey, hi there, it's Michelle speaking here. And for those of you who don't know me, I do a lot of reflection. And then whenever I'm going through something, I've got to teach you and train you and just share my heart with you. So, one of my core values is loyalty. And loyalty for me is so, so, so important. And I actually wrote down here, what is loyalty? And loyalty is all about support and your allegiance to something or to someone. And as I say, one of my core values is in actual fact loyalty. So I'm extremely loyal to the projects that I go into. And let me share a story with you. I'm so loyal that I take ages to even get myself into a situation where I have to change a hairdresser. So I will rather tolerate my hair not looking nice, and then I get so upset when I see photographs and that so much so that I've got to go through a whole process of making sure that I'm doing the right thing before I even change a hairdresser. I am that loyal. And so for me, I had to work out and realize that sometimes I need to actually, and this is the message for today, stop being so loyal. Stop being so loyal. Because what I've learned is that what you tolerate is in actual fact what you deserve. So I deserved a bad haircut because I was going to the wrong hairdresser because of my absolute desire to be loyal. So I need to understand and say to you, what are my things that I've learned from being loyal? Because sometimes we are so loyal that we could be on the verge of actually destroying our own lives, because loyalty can actually destroy almost everything. So I've made some notes of what I've learned from this. And I realized that sometimes, and maybe this message is for you, sometimes we're so loyal that we're keeping the pain in our own lives. So here's 5 things that I've learned from making sure that I need to stop being so loyal. So maybe some of these will touch your heart. And the first one is I needed to get clear. I needed to get clear of who am I going to be loyal to? And you and I, so that we can be better people, need to learn to be loyal to ourselves first and foremost. Then you've got to ask yourself the question, which family friends am I going to be loyal to? So I was so loyal that I was destroying myself into sickness in my whole body, emotionally, socially, financially, spiritually, and also I've left one out, socially. When I stayed in a situation and I thought I had to remain loyal to an organization, but that organization was not being loyal back to me. So forget about the haircut as just something small about loyalty. What about the big things in your life? What are things that you're being so loyal to that in actual fact, you're now being disloyal to those around you? I was so loyal to making sure that I said the right thing, did the right thing, edified the right people, that I became disloyal to my own friends. I became disloyal to my own husband. I became disloyal to my own self because I was fearful of what people would say if I turned and said, I'm drawing the line in the sand here. So I needed to get clear on who I was going to be loyal to, what I wanted out of life. And I also had to get loyal to who is paying my bills. Because there's a saying that goes, for example, that sometimes you can be so loyal to someone else, but your own loyalty is disrespected by the people that you think you're being loyal to. So you've got to ask yourself today, and I ask you, as this first point is, what do I need to get clear on? Who is close to me that today I'm being so disloyal to because I'm being loyal to something or someone else? So ask yourself who's paying your bills and what you've got to be loyal to in that area there. So stick it out, work it out, and process it for yourself, because that's what I had to do. The second point that I had to work out is, where was I keeping the pain? So where was I holding on to the pain? By being so loyal to this organization, I started getting sick. I got so sick that I suffered from PTSD, ended up on medication, ended up being close to depression, even to the extent of suicidal thoughts. So if you're in a situation, you need to process and ask yourself in these 5 areas, emotionally, where am I? What do I need and why am I keeping the pain? What do I need to change emotionally? Socially, when your friends visit you, what are your conversations? I was in such a bad state that my friends have stopped visiting me because all I could talk about was the destruction that I was feeling. Now I've got to rebuild and realize that my loyalty should have been to my friends, should have been to finding out how they are, where they at, as opposed to worrying about me. Physically, like I said, physically I was totally PTSD. Emotionally, I was PTSD. Physically, I couldn't get out of bed. I was so bad in depression. Financially, my money wasn't coming in. I started selling my house, selling my cars, selling clothing to eat. Totally. Was that helping my self-esteem, my self-respect? No, it was destroying it. So reflect and ask, where are you keeping the pain and why do you want to hold on to it? Spiritually. Where are you spiritually? Because when you lose your own self-respect, you lose your own respect to speak to God and find out what is it that I need, and you stop listening. So that is the second point. The first point was, what do I need to get clear on? The second point is, where was I keeping the pain? My third point was, and still is, why was I keeping and allowing these choices? Because at the end of the day, these choices that I was holding on to, was it bringing people into my life who respected what I stood for and what I valued? No, it wasn't. These choices I was making was choices where they totally disrespected me. They didn't respect who I was as an individual. So what are the choices that you're making? Maybe it's time for you to stop being loyal to the wrong things. Stop being loyal to the things that are causing disrespect in your life and start saying, where do I need to channel my loyalty? And then the fourth one is, stop cheating on the right things in my life. In other words, I need to remove the cancer, because when you're so loyal to the wrong things, the cancer inside you, and it starts eating you up. And now your relationships are damaged because you're not loyal to the right people. You're not open. You're not transparent to the right people. You start lying and hiding the truth away from them, instead of putting your everything on the table and saying, hey, this is what I've got to hold on to. So stop cheating on the right things and remove that cancer was the fourth thing I needed to do. So every day when I have a choice in front of me, I need to ask myself this, to my DNA, to my loyalty. Where does my loyalty lie? And with who does it lie? And then the fifth one, and I'm going to read this to you. And this is the big one that made a big impact on my life. And I had to realize, and I'm going to read it. I would rather adjust my life to your absence than adjust my boundaries to your disrespect. Think about that. I would rather adjust my life to your absence than adjust my boundaries to your disrespect. And so I am just going to challenge you today and say, hey, go look at those 5 steps. The first one being, what do I need to get clear on? Who's going to pay my bills? Who am I going to choose to be loyal to? Where was I keeping the pain? Analyze where your pain is sitting. Why was I keeping these bad choices together? Why was I allowing these choices? Because those choices sometimes are they leading to respect or disrespect? Because the people that are abusing you don't respect you at all. Stop cheating on the right things in my life. By me being loyal to the wrong things, I'm cheating on the right things in my life. And then my statement, which I do not know who the author is, but it goes, I would rather adjust my life to your absence than adjust my boundaries to your disrespect. So if you want to learn how to actually overcome these areas emotionally, socially, physically, spiritually, and financially, then what I suggest you do is, in the link below, there's a link to our website, which is growthhabits.online. And go and find the ebook that is all about the disciplined lifestyle. And in that disciplined lifestyle, there's 6 different authors that will help you to process how you can go through each of these areas in your life so that you can start respecting and yourself, getting your self-respect back, and stop being loyal to the wrong things and start learning to be loyal to the right people and the right things in your life. So it's Doc Michelle. I just want to say, have an awesome day. And I trust your path of healing will be the same as mine. And I'm ever grateful to those 6 authors. Take care.